when I made my brother-in-law sleep on my bed, thinking of him as a child. Then he did something to me which will blow your mind. My name is Shivani, and I am 24 years old. My husband was going to another city when he especially told me that my younger brother take care of him. He was only 12 years old. I agreed. Now I would drop him to school every day and also pick him up, and at night he would sleep in my room. One day, I met his head. I was scared to see that he was mine. I had an old lover. I came back home, but my brother-in-law came to know about this, and now he blackmailed me again and again that he would tell my brother if I did not fulfill one of his conditions. So I thought that he would ask for money from me or then something. But I lost my life when he told me that it was only the 4th month of my marriage. Life was going on very happily. There were only 3 of us in my house. I, my husband, and my brother-in-law. One day my husband was asked for a job. I had to go out of business to another city, and he told me to take care of my brother, and I tested my love, and I used to take great care of my brother-in-law because he was a child, and I loved children very much from the beginning. She would drop him to school herself and then pick him up during the holidays. The school was not very far from my house. It took me only 20 minutes to come and go, but I was surprised at how big it was, but my husband did not understand what was the problem. My brother has now grown up, and he should take care of himself. Sometimes I used to feel that he is in danger from someone. That is why he keeps my brother hidden like this. But I did not argue much on this matter, and then while taking care of my husband, I also started taking care of my brother-in-law in the same way as my husband takes care of him as if he is a small child. One day when I went to drop him to school, some smart person was going inside to school. Seeing this, the ground went out from under my feet because it was none other than him. He was my old lover. But how could this happen here? How could he be dead a few years back? So how could he be here? And how could he be alive and safe in front of me? I am standing. I had become very fond of him. How did all this happen? I had never even imagined that he and I would meet here in the middle of the road, at such a juncture of life. How could he come in front of you like this? How can he meet me like this? No, this is not possible. It is not possible at all. He was in this world with one hand. I could not think of anything beyond this, and I came to my home with peace of mind, my brother-in-law. And when I came home, I was sweating. A man came to me and started asking, "What happened to you, Barbie?" When he was asking me, there was a slight smile on his face. I quickly lowered my face so that he could tell my secret. I don't want to know that he was still standing near me. He gave me water. I took the glass of water from his hand, but as soon as I looked at his face, the glass of water went away from my hand because of a man's way of looking. There was no way that I would think that this was a 12-year-old boy. He was looking at me with very thirsty eyes. I became so restless that I held his hand and threw him out of the room and locked my room. When I was sitting on the bed, my body felt very bad. I was trembling like this. It was unbearable for me that I am so scared of a 12-year-old boy. But why am I scared? I did not do any Zoom that I should be scared like this, I thought to myself in my heart. And then I myself threw away the fear from my mind. Then this thought started troubling me, that why am I so scared of him? I consoled my heart a little, and then I came out of the room. A man also came out of the house. I gathered courage and started doing the household chores. Now, when there are only 2 people in the house, what work would be done? Just a little, I remembered one thing from my past and thought that my father was right when he said that, where only there are 2 sons in that house, never marry your daughter. But my mother did not agree and got me married here. Now I miss those words of my father very much, that I wish my father had said this at that time. Had someone understood, today the situation would have been completely different. When I got married to Mohan, he took great care of me and has been taking care of me till now. But as time passed, considering the circumstances at home, he had to work harder, due to which he had left the first job, and now, when he had joined the second job, only a few days had passed since joining and he had to go out of the city. But initially when he used to go out of the city, he used to come back home every night, but this time he had to go for a few more days. So I felt a little scared. Earlier, I had told him that there was no need to go, but he told me that it is very important to go because this is not my permanent job for which I can refuse them, so I will have to go at any cost. What could I do? Now even mother was not in this world to call her. Sister-in-law and sister everyone was busy in their respective homes. Now whom would I invite to me? So I kept quiet and started waiting for my husband. But little did I know that if he would spend a few days out of the city, my life would become so difficult that one day I would tell my brother-in-law. When I left school, he was standing there and kept looking at me. My brother-in-law had noted this. I quickly went inside the school because today there was a parents' meeting in my brother-in-law's school. Now my poor mother-in-law was not there, so I went in the guise of her mother to meet her schoolmates. As soon as I went inside the meeting room, he was sitting right in front of me. When his eyes fell on me, he quickly stood up. The smile on his face was the same as it was a few years ago. Everything was the same. It had not changed at all, except that now there was a little sadness on his face. That childhood was no longer there. I quickly lowered my face, but perhaps it was too late. He kept looking at me like this for I don't know how long. Then Eamon addressed him as Sir. He turned his attention away from me and said, "Sir, this is my sister-in-law." When Aman introduced me, he came to his senses a little and started talking to me with great respect. I was very confused. I don't know why I'd gone back to my past. I don't know what Aman had understood from her eyes. I just talked a little and then told Aman to come home now. There is a lot of work at home, but I don't know when his head ordered food items for us. Aman Carter. I was going and kept saying that, sister-in-law, you should come with me every day. Sir, you have made me have a lot of fun today. I gathered courage and took only 2 bites and then got up and came out. After a long time, Amin came out before that. His same head had come after me. I was already coming to save myself. I quickly sat in the auto and signaled Amin, who was standing with his friends. We came back home. Due to nervousness, I had to take breath. I was facing a lot of trouble. Aman came home and said, "Okay, sister-in-law, what is the matter?" I asked her, "What's the matter?" "Aman, what are you talking about?" He said, "Hey, I was talking about Sir Harsh. How nice he is, don't you know him already?" I said, No, I don't know him. I have no relation with him at all." Okay, Bhabhi, relax. Why are you so nervous?" I said, "I am worried because of your brother. I don't know when he will come back." I said with great worry, and due to the trembling of the glass I was holding in my hand, he was feeling like talking. After that, he laughed tauntingly at me and said, "That brother is not here." "So what's the matter, Sir Harsh?" He said this so that I can understand that he knows everything. I was so scared that I told him. I folded my hands and said, "For God's sake, don't tell anyone." Then he told me that it is up to me. How long will I keep this secret in my mind? But Barbie, looking at you, I don't think that you love me so much. I thought you were simple, and you also seem to be like that. But you have brought so many flowers in your time. You see how the curtains are rising, and how the secrets are being revealed. But no problem. If you do one thing for me, I will do it for you. I will not tell this secret to anyone, but for this you will have to fulfill one of my conditions. I was so scared and got into such a big trouble that I agreed to accept all his conditions. I told him that I will fulfill every condition of yours. Is accepted because all I had in my mind was that he would ask me for money or something valuable. So I was very confident. "Aman, tell me whatever you want. I will give it to you. Look at these joined hands of mine, for God's sake. Don't tell anyone," Aman said. "Yes, I will not tell anything to anyone. But after fulfilling this condition and that condition, I will tell you the day after tomorrow." I said, "Tell me today itself, because I do not want any more delay in this work." "Hey Barbie, I have very important work today. I am going out. I will definitely tell you the day after tomorrow, or you should not be so restless tomorrow." Saying this, he went out and left me in tension for the whole night. While I gathered courage and did my work, that very moment Mohan's call came, and my body started trembling very badly. I thought that maybe Amin had told him everything. After the ringing for a long time, I did not pick up his call, and he spoke and switched off on his own. Amin returned home after roaming out the whole day. When he came, I was waiting for him. He said to me,